Morning, and it's a Saturday morning for me, so whatever it is for you, afternoon, evening, how you doing, whatever. Back in the shed, obviously, back on the Corona, probably obviously if you've seen the previous video. Going to change the stator, yeah, I've put it down as being that. So what I've done here is I've rechecked these connectors here. So I'm getting 1.6. So I've got two at 1.6 and one at 1, and the resistance on the leads is 7. So they're all within parameters, but one is way off the other two. So then if I check the new one, we've got, not we, I've got 1 and 1 and 1. So they're all pretty much the same on there. So again, I think it's a stator. So I got a gasket yesterday. Oh, I want my oil debris, don't I? Catch the residue. Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. Let's shut you off because that would be boring for you. Right, oil catcher underneath. Hopefully shouldn't lose too much. That's the bottom of the stator, and then that's the sump down there. So there's more than enough room in there, but you get residual. So oh, where's my thing gone? Yeah. The thing had fallen out. It's probably unnecessary to do a star pattern on the undo, but I am. And also, I have got a bit of card, and I am putting the bolts in it, and I don't care what anyone says. Why not? You know straight away which bolt is going in which hole, and that has taken me. That's the card out of the it's the card that was the backing for the gasket, stator gasket. So it was on hand. I punched a few holes in it with the scissors. It took about 2 minutes, if that, to get that card ready to accept these bolts. So as I say, at the end of this, when I'm putting all the bolts back in, I won't be sticking bolts in the wrong holes and finding that they're a little bit long or a little bit short for that hole. I'll know they go in that hole straight away. Alright, that's the last one. Now I think these can be a bit of a pig to get off because of the magnetism of the everything, and the fact that they haven't been off in a long time. Yeah, I think it's the magnets hold on to it, don't they? As well as it ain't been off for quite a while. There you go. It's just, yeah, it's just pulling itself back on, and there's no real blackening on the stator. There will be on the other side, but the cable goes in behind. Right, that's cleaned up. Got the worst of the gasket off. I've got a clean edge, clean inner edge. There's bits that didn't want to come off with the scraper, and I didn't want to attack it any harder. So either the gasket does its job or it don't. There's that to it. I don't think it's under much pressure. Right, so let's get this old one out. Got a cable restraint there. I shouldn't be doing that on there. That's, the paint's already coming off this stator cover. It's an old bike. There you go. None of them are particularly tight. That's the cable pincher. So looking at that, that wants to be up that way. Like that. It's just enough oil to coat everything to make it all slippery. It's lovely. Free off. Now it comes, pull the grommet out. No hidden washers. No hidden washers or anything. There's no real. There's a slight blackening, but what I've seen before is when they go, they get very black. It I think it burns the oil. Just headbutted the bike. Very nice. Thank you very much. Where are we going here? That one. There. Not there. There. These are all the same length with the same shank. Like that. And then, hang on. It's just a little cable way there. And I'm tightening it down before that's laying in there, and now I'm just throwing it around. This turned out to be one of my normal jobs. Bloody useless. That there. You want to go in there, and then you want to go there. Emphasis on the want to. So the cable wants to get out of its channel, and then the bit that's meant to hold it in there wants to not go down into the channel. Come on, there, the other side of it. What's going on here? That looks better. Right, now we've got it. Let's just check some torque settings. Okay, torque settings. These here, this is in the electrical system section. Alternator, stator and wiring clamp bolts, 10 Newton meters each. It doesn't give you the torque setting for the case. So I've looked in engine, and these, why are you going mad? Stop it. Thank you. It's the book, isn't it? Why do you hate the book? Anyway, these for holding the casing on, which look about 6mm. I will measure them. In the torque wrench settings on the manual, we've got middle to upper crankcase bolts, middle to upper crankcase bolts 8mm, middle to upper crankcase bolts 6mm, which I think they are, is initially 6mm, final setting 11. And again 6mm for the lower crankcase, 6 and 11. There's no water jackets. Cylinder head 6mm bolts, they're 10 Newton meters. There's nothing on there that says about stator cover bolts or alternator bolts, or yeah, so I'll go with the, I'll measure them first, but I think they're about 6mm, so we want 6 Newton meters first and then 11 afterwards. And then, as I say, these are I've forgotten that already. These are 10. So they're about 6mm as well. Exact measurements. Yeah, 6mm. I'd say these are about the same. Yeah, 6mm. Well, I presume it's on about thread size. So these are all 10s, and then the cover ones 6 Newton meters all the way around, and then 11. Do they require? Right, let me just do a bit more research. I don't think they have thread locker on. No, there's no sign of thread locker. We'll go with no. No. And you can't really tell with these ones because they're they'll have been done previous. They don't look as though they've got any thread locker on them, so we won't thread lock them either. Right, torque wrench. Okay, I tried scraping this off, and I can't get rid of the blackness, and I don't want to dig in too much because I'll start taking off. See there, I've chiseled a bit where I've gone off of flat with my scraper. It doesn't want to come off easily, so it's going to stay on there. That's all there is to it. So that goes up like that. That locates on the dowels and lines up beautifully with all the holes. And it's a gasket, so you don't need anything on it because it is doing the sealing. Yeah, as I say, it's a shame. It looks incredibly black, but I didn't want to get aggressive with it, same as this face here. I didn't want to get aggressive with it and then find that I wreck the faces. Bolts all up to 10 mil, 10 Newton meters. Oh, there you go. That's the power of magnetism. There you go. Beautiful. Then we got our beautiful bunch of wire and bunch of, what is it? Bolts. I think there's one at the bottom and one at the top that have a different, they have like a fibre washer on them, a sealing washer. Or not. I thought I read that in the book. Anyway, that's them on. Right, I haven't got a 6 Newton meter setting, so I'm going to go like that. Something like that. Plug it in. Right, so that's on. This was at 10. Let's wind it up to 11. I think we're about, yeah, we're there. So that's that done up. So now I'm going to start it up and get some warmth in it before I start revving the shit out of it to what? Check that it's charging. Yeah, if I've got the Newton meters wrong on that, because it doesn't actually say the casing, I will have another look in the book and see if I can find a different section that will let me. But I've looked in electrical where I've taken that off, and I've looked in engine dismantlement, and it's neither of them give that direct. So anyway, that's all plugged in. Need to plug me rectifier back in. Right, so there, individual, not touching. So bring the ramp down, start the bike up, and then let it warm up a bit before I rev the nuts out of it to check if it's charging. I suppose initially I can check, because what do we have? I had, not we, me, it's all me, it's all my fault. We had, did it again, I had something like 12.1, 12.2, so that's held its charge. That's still at 12.67, which you'd expect is brand new goddamn battery. Why are you going mad again? Oh, the book's behind you. The book's got to be radioactive. No. Throw that over there. Or is it me? It's not me, is it? Is it me? Let's put you back round here. What the hell? What's the matter with you? Are you upset that the bike's on the floor? Okay, sorry about that. The LEDs started to really upset the camera for some reason. So I'm going to start it up. No, I'm not. I'll need the earth strap on to start it up. Right, I'll start it up with you in the way. Start it up. And I'll do an initial test on the battery, just to see if that's any better with just the oh, there you go. Got 14 volts at just under 2,000 amps. 2,000 amps? 2,000 revs. Right. I'll speak to you before I let it warm up. So there you go. You've got 14 volts straight away from just fitting the stator. Pretty much on tick over. Well, 2,000, just under 2,000 revs on a bit of choke. It's not choke, is it? What is it? Is it? What is this? It's not a choke, because it's fuel injected, so it's I don't know. Retardation, spark advance. I don't know. You'll let me know. Let me know in the comments, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, straight away I got 14 volts going to the battery with the new stator. So I would say the diagnosis was correct. The stator had given up the ghost, and we're good to go. So I will let it warm up. I'll bring you back when it's warmed up a bit and I can rev it, because I'll have all the fan and everything on while it's warming up, and I'll see if it actually gets any higher than 14.1 volts on tick over. We should be somewhere between 14 and 15 at 5,000 revs. It's actually sounding a bit high for tick over, really, but I'll do a bit of research on that. Anyway, you can sort off. I'll warm this up and I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, hopefully you're going to hear me. That's just on tick over. And that is reading 14 volts. There you go, it only goes up 0.05 of a volt. But it's 14 at tick over, which means if I'm stuck in the snow again, at least it's still charging my battery. It's got enough for my lights and all the rest of it, and it's charging my battery. Let's shut that fan off. That's a bit better. So yeah, there you go. Before I changed the stator, it was 12.2 volts it was kicking out. and now I'm getting a steady 14, whether it's a tick over or not. So there you go, it's fixed, and the test will be, what today, Saturday today, Monday, when I commute to work. But there you go. I've already got it's good to be prepared. I've already got a new stator and rectifier kit and gaskets. There's 2 gaskets in there, so if this one does start leaking, I've got a backup. Let's so yes, if this one does start leaking, I've got a spare. That was up to about 60 degrees. I've got no leak anywhere. Oh, it's just given up. There you go. So no leakage, which is good. That's it really. What did the stator and that cost me? I think the kit was 50 quid, so it's only Chinesium stuff. I think a stator from Fowler's was 300 quid, and the rectifier was a couple of hundred quid, and it's like, no, that rectifier's lasted me 2.5 years so far. That fella there lasted me 2.5 years so far, and it's still working, as the test showed. And I've not fitted a stator, so over 2.5 years, so I'd rather be playing that. I suppose if I go through 10 of them, then it's a false economy, isn't it? No, 11. If I go through 11 of them, and a Fowler's OEM jobby would have lasted the distance, then I'll start losing out. But anyway, that's maths. We're not here for maths. I'm not here for maths. I'm here for fixing my bike, and it is. I forgot to buy a horn, so my horn's still not happy. Have a listen. It might have cheered up. I doubt it. Yeah, it's ideal because it's a clown on a motorbike, so sounds like a bloody clown car. Anyway, I'll leave you to your lives, and I'll put all this back together. And without you listening, I can have the radio on. Come to think of it now, they are a little bit dark, but that's just, these are fairly bright in comparison to these ones around here. So, and you know, obviously the new one was bright copper, so it definitely looked a bit better than this. Anyway, none of that matters. It's done for. It's getting lobbed. New one's on. It's all working. And thanks for watching. Ta-ra. Oh, hang on a minute. Milo. Darren Milo, is it? Just for you, mate. She's still there. And that definitely is enough. Ta-ra.